You are tuned into the TRIBETEA podcast, season 2 with Nadia the Voodoo Child.
What is up, guys? I hope you guys are having an awesome Wednesday night. I am dropping this on a Wednesday night, okay? I know you guys are probably like, wait, where was the live stream? I know, but I had to get this podcast up. I'm sorry. I just couldn't take it anymore. I needed to let you guys in on what we have going on over here. Welcome to season 2 of the TRIBETEA podcast, guys. We are on another season. Who would have freaking thought there would even be a freaking demand for this? But this season has a little twist to it, okay? It is going to only be call center stories. I'm just super excited to share this with you guys. If you guys are in the live premiere, please give this video a thumbs up. Hey, what's up, you guys? Again, sorry I did not do a live today, but hopefully the majority of you guys can make it. If not, feel free to go ahead and watch this on Spotify, Apple Music, all that jazz. You can find it in all of the same places. Today, I'm going to give you guys a full podcast since I'm a little tardy. And yeah, we got to start it off right, okay? And today we're going to be hearing from Tia, and she works in like phone sales from what I remember. She works in phone sales, and she basically got herself in a bit of a work entanglement, okay?
Yes. This new training class had come on the floor, and at the time, I was 18, just starting my life, and this was my first time. I didn't want to really mess up anything because I was new to the whole full-time workforce, but there's this guy that really caught my attention, and I'm Aquarius, by the way, and the guy that I'm talking about, we're just going to call him Derek, and he is Gemini.
Derek, the Gemini.
Yeah. When they bring on the trainees, they all stay in the same group. So the old people, like the people who have been there before, they're not sitting anywhere near the trainees. But I would always find an excuse to try and go over and talk to this guy because he just piques my interest, and nobody really does that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like dropping these hints, and then finally we got into a little intimate relationship, and we kept it on the down low because people in the office, they just wanted something. They wanted something.
Yeah, they just want something to talk about, right? They're just bored and want something to talk about. So if you were 18, so how old was he?
So he was, I believe he was around 21, I want to say.
Okay, so yeah, you guys were pretty close in age.
And eventually their training group dissolved so they could sit anywhere they wanted to sit. And everyone who was close in age, so like late teens, early 20s, we all sat together. We all became friends, and I met this girl who Derek had befriended in training, and we're just gonna call her the Grinch. She had green hair at the time.
Oh God, not the Grinch. Wait, so she was in training with him?
Yes, there were.
I don't know what happened yet, but do you think like she low-key may have called dibs on him in training, like in her brain? Like
I think so. I think she might have called dibs on him.
Yes, like because I'm just imagining because like when you're in training, that is like you're in like that little bubble. But little did she know he's out actually, and which I don't blame him. That's what I would do. I'm at a new job. I would go mingle with people outside the class. But
exactly.
Did she end up sitting by you also, like in your area?
Yeah.
Oh God.
She was also in her early 20s. I think she was maybe 23 at the time. So she was in the same city. She was sitting in the same area as the rest of us. And the only people that knew I liked him. The only people I knew I liked him was a close friend of mine, because I didn't tell everyone, because again, drama sales players.
Right.
So I had one close friend that I told that I liked him, and we would just like talk about that together. Me and him decided to keep it on the down low, and especially him, he was very insistent that no one should know.
Oh God.
That we were seeing each other.
He was trying to be as single could seem. Like
yeah, which I had no problem with, because I had just gotten out of a 2-year relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really trying to get into anything serious or claim anybody as my property. It was like
right.
Not my problem. So yeah, just one person knew about our relationship. That's our intimacy. That's it. Fast forward about a month and a half in, our job wanted to train us in another part of sales. So they put me in a training class, and the Grinch ended up being in the same training class with me. And so I come in one morning. So I used to come in like 30 minutes early, and Derek was already there. So I sat by Derek, and I usually the desks aren't that close. The desks weren't that close to each other. But for some reason, he was acting weird that morning, and he turned to me and he's like, "Why are you being so obvious?" And I'm like, "What?"
That's weird.
He's like, "Right?" He's like, "Why are you being so obvious?" I'm like, "I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting at a desk that's by your desk. That's it." It wasn't like I was all up on him or flirting with him.
Right.
And so he's trying to start this little argument with me, and I'm just like not having it. Then the Grinch walks in, and then we just stop talking, and I start talking to her instead. And the vibe, she could tell that the vibe was weird. So anyways, we go back to our class, our training class or whatever. We sit down, and she asked me if I'm okay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It's fine. Then we have break, and then we come back and we sit down. And my other friend was also in the same training class with us, and the Grinch let it slip that she had a crush on Derek, which I didn't have a problem with because he's not my man.
Right.
So, and I didn't have anything to say about it. But yeah, she let it slip that she had a crush on him. But the thing is, the Grinch is engaged.
Wait, so she is engaged? Does the fiance work there?
Well, he doesn't. I've met her fiance before. Like he had dropped off lunch for her.
Oh God.
Yeah, she was in a committed relationship, engaged to a whole other man, but she had a crush on Derek, and I'm just like, okay, not my business.
I don't like. How could you even say like with a bold face to like people? Because at the end of the day, these are your coworkers. Like you're telling your coworkers, I like somebody. Meanwhile, I have my whole fiance dropping off lunch. Like, did she think that? Did at least one person like ask the obvious of, aren't you in something right now, sis?
Well, I tried to say something, but I wasn't really, because I don't know how someone's relationship is set up, So I'm just like, but you're engaged, and she's like, yeah, it is what it is, but. She was like, she was Caucasian, and she's like, I've never been with a black guy. I've never been with a black guy.
Oh my God. HR. HR. Oh my God.
We had a lunch now. We had a lunch, and me and Darius, we walked past each other. We didn't say anything to each other. Like the whole day, we were just giving each other the cold shoulder. Mainly because I didn't want to get back into the argument that we were having earlier in the morning about me being obvious, which I wasn't being. Then I come back to sit in the training room just before I started. We were waiting on the trainer to come in. And the Grinch sits down by me, and she looks at me, and she's just giving me these weird looks. And I'm like, okay. And then she asked me, she's like, can I ask you something? I'm like, all right, sure, go ahead. She's like, are you messing with Derek? And I'm just like, I didn't know how to answer the question, but when someone asks me a direct question, I find it hard to just lie to them because I'm a bad liar. I can't lie for anything. So I just say, I'm messing with Derek. And then the response I received from her is not the response you'd expect from someone who's already in a committed relationship.
Oh my God.
She completely loses it on me. She's like, why didn't you tell me you were messing with Derek? Don't you know that I like him? You shouldn't be messing with anyone in the office. Just going off on me. And I'm just like, what
is going on? And then it's like, sis, we are grown. Like, high school is over.
She's going off on me. And I'm like, shook. Because first of all, man, you're in a committed relationship. Relax.
Right.
He's not like I stole your man or anything.
And then it's a crush. Like, he's not your boyfriend. He's nobody's boyfriend. Like, there's no, like, I don't see why she's blowing up that passionately. Like, I feel like she just, like you said earlier, people just don't have shit going on in their life. And they just dramatize things that make no sense.
I didn't want to get into anything with anybody, so I left it at that. I didn't want to hold an argument with her. I let her go off.
Right, have your moment. Give her flowers.
Exactly. Trainer comes into class. End of the day happens. I go home. I get text messages. My phone is literally blowing up with text messages from mind, asking
Oh
me
my
what
God.
I told her that we're seeing each other. And I was like, she asked me. I said yes. And the conversation, it shouldn't be that much of a big, it shouldn't be a big deal if she knows or not. And then I told him straight up, if you want to end it, let's end it, because I ain't got time for this. So I go in the next day. She's talking to me, but not as friends. We're not as close as we were before. And I'm just like, whatever, it's fine. It doesn't really bother me that much. 2 weeks after, training ends, and my friend, we're just gonna call her M. I didn't give her a name before, but yeah. Tells me that the Grinch broke off with her fiance for whatever reason, and she told me that she suspected it because she's trying to see if she could get with Derek.
So she broke up with him? She broke up with the fiance?
Yeah, she broke up with her fiance.
So that is just so weird to me. Like, why? What was it about Derek? Like, what was it about him that made her just be like, no, this is just everything. I have to drop everything I'm doing. Like, I just need to get him. And then, like, I know money isn't everything in the world. There's other love. People get together with love. But it's like, sis, y'all got the same job profession. Like, y'all make the same amount of money. Like, I don't see what is it, like, other than just being crazy. Like, I don't get. But then I also low key feel like Derek is planting some seeds. Cause how the hell did he find out? Like, does he text her too?
Well, we're all in a friend group, so we all have each other's number. So I have his number. That's how I got his number in the first place, because we're all friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had her number too. Everybody has each other's numbers, just in case, I guess. So she texted him I guess I know you're messing around with Tia or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, whatever. It was at this point, me and Derek had stopped messing around a little bit. Because I wasn't about the drama life,
No, dead ass.
I just come get my paycheck.
And I don't even take Derek as in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I bet you Derek ass got a wife. But I don't even think Derek got a wife. I feel like Derek really just wanted to be a player for real and didn't want to be known as a fuckboy so he can get more girls. Because I don't.
Right, exactly. And so, anyways, 2 weeks passed by. And me and her, we're on good terms now. She would drop off me and M at M's place because her mom would come pick her up from work.
Mm-hmm.
And so her mom would drop me and M off. And I was fine with that. And there was just we were taking a ride home, and she was telling her mom that I was once messing with Darius, and I guess her mom knew that she had a crush on Darius.
Oh God.
And her mom said, you shouldn't mess with these men. These men they don't have anything good to offer you.
They really don't.
Her.
Yeah, exactly, which was fine. And anyways, I don't know what that conversation was about, but yeah, her mom was just telling me stuff, and it was fine. So go fast forward back to work.
That's just, not to cut you off, but it's just really interesting though, how the mom wants to tell you oh, you need to do better, when meanwhile your daughter is having full blown inappropriate emotional meltdowns at work over a crush, but you telling other girls about how these men ain't shit. But it's bro, your own daughter is boy crazy as hell, dumped a whole fiance for a crush.
Yeah, so she and her fiance broke off, and they were on and off.
Mm-hmm.
She was off with him, on again with him, and whatever. Between the off period with her and her fiance, she had told Derek that she had a crush on him.
Finally.
And Derek was like, I don't feel like that.
That's what I'm saying. And I had a feeling that was going to happen, because I was either he was planting seeds to lead her on and already do stuff in the beginning, or she's just being weird and never really said, I like you to him. And he's probably oh, girl, that's what this about? Yeah, no.
Yeah, so she goes ahead and tells Derek that, and he completely told her that, I just see you as a really good friend. And I don't know what she was expecting, but anyway, that's what she got. And for some reason, she was trying to take that out on me.
What?
Because I didn't even know that she had told Derek that she liked him and that he denied her. But M called me up on it because she went to the washroom. She was losing her mind, I guess. And M went with her. And then M told me later that she's angry with me.
That is a freaking mess. Girl, just be mad at just throw your fist in the air. Like, I don't know what to tell you at that point. It's like, you can't make the man like you. Like, I don't know. And you can't blame anybody for breaking off the engagement either. It's like,
right? And I was still trying to be, because I'm a very empathetic person. I was still trying to be her friend because I was stupid. I'm still trying to be her friend, even though she was mad at me about a guy I wasn't even seeing anymore. Like,
right.
I don't understand. Anyways, so along the line, me and Derek reconnected. We weren't, like, we were just seeing each other, like he was trying to court me, like, I was trying to get me to be his girlfriend at some point. So we were talking. I wasn't sleeping with him or anything, and we were just talking, that's it. And me and her were friends, and she had just gotten back with her fiance, and it was still a rocky, they were still on and off.
I would be too. I would be so hurt. I would be so hurt if I was her fiance. Like, I mean, I don't know their history shit. He probably did his own dirt or whatever, but that would hurt my feelings. Like, damn.
Yeah, like, for real. And she had missed so many days from work, I guess because she was trying to fix things with him.
Yeah.
And then it was almost the end of the week, so I guess a Thursday. She comes in, a total mess. She's like crying. And, you know, I hadn't seen her for a whole week, but I didn't know what was wrong with her. But I tried to talk to her, and she was telling me, she told me and Em that, you know, she thinks she might be pregnant.
Oh, my God.
So I'm there, and I'm like, okay, since he's her fiance, this should be a happy moment.
Right.
But then she says that she doesn't want to be with him, and I'm just like, then why were you sleeping with him? And then she wanted to leave, but at our workplace, if you are missing for a certain amount of days, they're going to want to, you know, fire you after a while.
Right.
And so I followed her to the locker room because she was going to get her bag and stuff. And I was telling her that if she misses any more days, because she also had missed work from the previous week, that she was going to get fired. And that we can always wait. Like, I will wait with her because we were both finishing the same time that day. I would go with her to get a pregnancy test so she could take it, and then she could decide what she wants to do after that, whether she wants to keep the baby. Don't leave, because if you lose this job, you're not going to have much of an option.
Exactly.
Yeah, any option you have is going to cost money, and you need a job to get that money. So she goes, she leaves anyways, and I let her go because, you know, it's not my business. But I get home. Derek didn't work that day, by the way. He did not work that day, so I did not see him that day. I get home, and I get this paragraph from Derek asking me why I lost my crap on the Grinch that day. And I'm like, what? He's like, you cannot go around losing your, like, you know, taking out your anger on other people. You shouldn't be losing your mind on the Grinch. She's already going through so much.
So she said, like, when you were over there consoling her and saying, look, I'll be there for you, she interpreted that as you snapping at her.
Right.
Oh, God. Girl, I don't know. Maybe it's the Aquarius in you. That happens to me sometimes, too. I don't know. That's crazy. He said, do not take your anger out on her. Oh, my God.
Right, and I was honestly confused. I had no idea what he was talking about. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I did not lose my mind on her, not once. Not, like, I don't take my anger out on people. Whenever I'm angry, I stay far away from people and talk to people. I don't like showing emotions. That's not my thing, you know? But the fact that he's telling me that I lost it on her was just weird to me. So I asked him to clarify, and he said that I went to the locker room and screamed at her.
Oh, my God. Show me a witness. Like, heard the scream. Like,
I called Em immediately and tell her all this, and she's like, nah, that's not right. So I start messaging him back, and I'm losing my mind at this point. I'm like, so you messaged my phone, accusing me of something, not asking me not one question, but just accepting what she said as fact. I was just losing it on him, and I'm like, yo, don't text my phone, don't call me, I don't want to see you again, I don't want nothing to do with you. You can take that home, you can go be with her if you want to, I don't have time, he can have you, I am done with both of you, because I don't like liars, and I don't know what you're on right now, and I don't want to deal with it. So he's there on the phone begging me not to stop, seeing each other or what,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to be a part of it. And he's like, he starts calling my phone, trying to get me to answer. I blocked his number. I blocked him on Instagram. They don't want anything to do with it. Because I was heated at this point.
No, seriously, because now at this point, there's a pattern of like, every time I'm just living, I get a tap on the shoulder like, oh, you're doing something wrong. And it's like, okay, if you don't see her in that way, how come nobody else in our friend group hits me up about her? It's always you. Like, why are you always her keeper? Like, that's very weird for somebody who is not attracted to that person and who doesn't care about their feelings being hurt, like, and who isn't the baby daddy. Like, why are you going so hard, sir? Like, I feel you. I would have been frustrated too, because in every scenario you've been painted as like the aggressor and like the bad guy. So I get it. I would have been frustrated too.
Exactly. So I blocked him. I blocked him. I did not block her. Anyways, I go to work the next day and I sit as far away as possible from both of them.
Yeah.
I really did not want to be considered in any drama they had going on. Nothing. Turns out she wasn't even pregnant.
Ooh. She just wanted some attention. Jesus.
Me and her were totally not friends anymore, and I stopped talking to him. But he made another Instagram account because I refused to talk to him at work. He made a totally other Instagram account and continued to hit me up on a monthly basis.
Saying what?
He wanted me to unblock him.
Oh, God.
He wanted to have a talk. And on multiple occasions, he invited me out to chill so that we could talk and clarify things over. But I didn't want to clarify anything over because every time I tried to explain to him, it would just turn into an argument. And I didn't want to that's not someone I want to be in a relationship with, you know?
Right. That's tiring.
Exactly. So every time he hit me up, I blocked him. He called me from weird numbers, all this stuff. And this continued for an entire year.
Oh my God.
Then finally I had quit that job and moved on. He called me, he tried to call me, but then he texted me, and then he made another Instagram account and tried to talk to me on there. And I told him to leave me alone. And he's like, oh, I want to try again. I'm like, no, I don't want to try again with you.
No, seriously.
He hit me up. And so finally he got frustrated and tried to cuss me out and talk about why nobody likes you. You just have a bunch of anger issues and nobody wants to be around you.
Oh my God. Like, what, sir? What happened? And then even if old girl isn't interested in him anymore, like you said, y'all were just talking in the talking phase and in like entanglement phase, and you're arguing like a couple and shit. Like, it's not worth it. If it's already bad here, how is it gonna get better? Like, this is supposed to be the good times. Like, why is it full of drama?
Exactly. And he was a little bit on the weird side. Like, after I started like messing with him, he showed some weird traits. Like, he didn't want to kiss.
He didn't want to kiss. He's like, look, we're not together, so we're not about to kiss. I'm sorry, I can't. It's too sacred to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and whenever we had intercourse, he never wanted to taste me. It was just so weird.
That is so interesting. Oh my God. Just don't look at me. Just look up.
The sex wasn't great. So that coupled with everything else.
The immaturity, the work drama, right? Just, no.
Yeah, he argued with me about how nobody wants to be around me and I'm a mess and et cetera, which was, at this point, it was a year later, so it really didn't matter.
It's like, do you feel better? It's like, do you feel better, sir? Like, I hope that did for you what it was supposed to do. I don't know, but oh my God. I'm glad you don't work there anymore, because that must have been so annoying just constantly seeing him all the time.
Yeah,
there.
It really was. And there was a bunch of other stuff happening. That call center in my city is the ghettoest of them all. Exactly. So I'm so happy that I got out of there when I did, because it was getting toxic. It was getting more toxic than I could handle. So, anyways, and for the girl, the Grinch, she ended up not marrying the guy. Anyways, became a single mom. She had a baby by somebody else. I don't know.
Well, I mean, at least she got what she wanted. She didn't have the baby with him, that guy. So She got her baby.
And that was the time I was in a kind of a three-way relationship, I guess. I don't know what.
That was very strange, right? Like, I wouldn't even know what to call that. It's just super strange. Have you heard from the guy since? Like, have you seen him anywhere, or are you like completely free?
I'm completely free. Like,
thank God.
As of 2019, I had never heard anything from him. But yeah, like he was really, I don't know what was wrong with him. He was really trying to do something with me, get together or something. And I was just not having it. It was weird. And anytime he would hit me up, he always wanted me to come to him. Like, my dad,
oh, that's annoying.
You're gonna have to come see me. Like,
get it together, sir. You're grown.
Even though he wanted a relationship, I don't ever think he was serious about it.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
Harass me for a whole week straight, then ghosts, and then comes back the next month and does the same thing over again.
I feel like the excitement of like him being in the office died down, and he probably was like, "Oh shit, like this chick was actually pretty cool." And then there he was, and I feel like his feelings got hurt, and that's why he was coming with all that bullshit, talking about nobody likes you.
I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, and then he would disappear and come back and say, "Oh, you know, I was in the mental institution, so I couldn't hit you up." And I'm like, well, you know what? You need to go work on yourself and leave me alone.
Right, because if you was really done with that work, you would not be in my inbox, sir. You need to leave me in the past.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for telling me this story. This was not what I expected at all.
You are tuned into the TRIBETEA podcast, season 2 with Naja the Voodoo Child.
Shout out to all the Aquarius in the chat. Shout out to all my Gemini, my fellow gems in the chat. So I just want to end this on some final thoughts. Guys, look, I mean, I get it. You're in the call center all day. You're working all day. I mean, sometimes you might get, if you're a single person, you might, get into a little call center entanglement. But please, please, take a lesson from our good sis here, okay? If it's too much, it's too much. And you might need to just clock out. And there is nothing wrong with that. Clock out of that work drama, stack up that money, pay those bills, and handle those responsibilities. And remember, no matter how ratchet your call center is, no matter how ghetto your call center is, it's not ratchet and ghetto, that check. So please keep working hard out there, y'all. Keep your heads up. Yeah, I will see you guys next week. Peace.